Hello students, today we are reading chapter 5 of class 11, The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role, written by Nani Palkhiwala. The following article was written by Nani Palkhiwala and published in the Indian Express on 24th November 1994. The issue that he raised regarding the declining health of the earth continue to have relevance. So, this article, The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role, was written by Nani Palkhiwala and it was published in the Indian Express newspaper on 24th November 1994. This article raises vital issues regarding the degrading environment of the planet and the immediate need to promote sustainable development, which have become the burning issues of the day. This newspaper article is a sad commentary on the gradual deterioration of the Earth's environment. We know our planet is no longer a pleasant place to live in. Fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands need to be preserved and protected. This article suggests that we should try to limit the rise in population and stop the perpetuation of poverty. We also come to know that the Green Movement, which was started in 1972, is the only hope for the survival of this planet as well as that of the human race. Right? Now, move to the lesson. One cannot recall any moment in world history which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the Green Movement, which started nearly 25 years ago. So we can say the Green Movement was started about 25 years ago and it has completely and quickly caught attention. Rapidly means quickly. Caught attention of entire, that means complete human race, human beings, that means the complete human race, and no other movement has ever affected. Gripped means affected imagination of human beings so quickly. In 1972, the world's first nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Since then, the movement has not looked back. So we come to know that the first national level organization for Green Movement was established in New Zealand in 1972, and since then the movement has further grown and developed. It has not uh, looked back. That means it was just it has grown further and it has flourished. Everyone is concerned about it. It has not receded. We have shifted, one hopes, irrevocably from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. So we can say the writer just wants to say, who is the writer? Nani Palkhiwala, that one should hope that the humankind has now changed its approach and it will not return to the old thought of considering life as being only mechanistic view means mechanical opinion without emotions. So now humankind has changed its approach and it will not return to the old thought of considering life as being only mechanical. Now, what is the new approach? That is a holistic and ecological view. That means the new approach now has an overall view toward environment and living beings, or we can say an overall perspective that includes all human beings and environment. It is a shift in human perceptions. Perceptions means understanding, as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century. So we can say that this new approach now has an overall perspective that includes all living beings and environment, and this change is a very big change. Revolutionary means a very big change. Indeed, it can be as big a change as was taught by Copernicus in 16th century. What he taught? Who taught mankind in the 16th century that the earth and the other planets revolved round the sun. So in 16th century he had said that the earth and the other planets revolved around the sun. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the earth itself is a living organism. The writer wants to say that in the history of human beings, for the first time, awareness about earth is increasing. Now the earth is being considered as a living being. There is a growing worldwide consciousness that the earth itself is a living organism, an enormous being of which we are parts. So the earth is being considered as a huge living being, and we are a small part of it. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. Preserved means saved, protected, and metabolic means the process of living and life. So we have understood that the earth has its own requirements to sustain life on it, and such process needs to be respected and protected. Now move to the next. The earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining health. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generation. So the important aspect, vital signs means important aspects about the earth are indicating. Reveal means indicating that its health is deteriorating. That means its health is declining, deteriorating. We have begun to realize, that means we have started to understand that our ethical obligations, that means our moral duties to be good stewards, that means to be a good caretaker of this planet, and responsible trustees, that means we should act like a responsible trustee or administrator or custodian of the legacy. Legacy means tradition, inheritance, or we can say inheritance. So responsible trustee to carry on this legacy, to carry on this heritage of earth to future generations. So we can say the important aspects, the important signs of the about the earth are indicating that its health is deteriorating, and we have started to understand our moral duties as a good caretaker of this planet. Now we are becoming conscious about the planet, about the earth, about the mother earth. and we should act like a responsible trustee, a responsible administrator, responsible custodian to just carry on this legacy, carry on this heritage of earth to future generation. The concept of sustainable development means that can be maintained, was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. So, this idea of development that can be maintained without harming future became popular in 1987. And this concept was given by the World Commission on Environment and Development. In its report, it defined the idea as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs. So this concept was defined as the development that meets the requirement of the present generation without compromising, means without adversely affecting the ability of the future generation to meet their needs. That is, without stripping the natural world of resources future generations would need. So, which means that present generation should not deprive the future generation of the natural resources they would need. It means that we should pursue development for our present needs, but we should be careful about the needs of the future generations as well. Again, I repeat, it means that we should pursue development for our present needs, but at the same time, we should be careful about the needs of the future generation as well. Now, next one is, in the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads the world's most dangerous animal. So, Lusaka is a city in a country named Zambia. At the cage of a zoo in Lusaka, a notice has been put up which reads the world's most dangerous animal. Actually, what is there? Inside the cage, there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself. So, what is there? No animal has been put in that cage. It has a mirror, and if a visitor just sees his or her own image, then that means he can see only himself or herself. So what is the message behind that? The message is that the man is the most dangerous animal in the world. Thanks to the efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness has now dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world. He has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to one based on partnership. So we can say several agencies in different countries have made efforts to create awareness about this new concept. And we can say a new awareness has begun. Dawn means began upon the most dangerous animal in the world. In the most dangerous animal in the world, who is that? The human being. So human beings have now understood that it is wise to move away from the system based on authority to the concept of partnership. So the man has realized this thing. He has realized this thing that it is wise to move away from the system based on domination, means authority, to the system to the concept based on partnership. Scientists have cataloged means tabulated or listed, we can say, identified about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. So all the scientists of this world, they have identified and tabulated about 1.4 million creatures living on this earth. They share the earth with human beings. Estimates vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. Biologists reckon that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish unnamed in ignominious darkness. So there is a huge variation about how many more creatures are yet to be identified. They are uncatalogued, that means unidentified. Biologists are of the opinion that about 3 to 400 million species are yet to be identified. They remain unnoticed. Language means unnoticed. They remain unnoticed, which can be considered as a humiliating. Ignominious means humiliating or disgraceful darkness to those creatures. So that is totally humiliating or disgraceful that they remain unnoticed, they are not identified. One of the early international commissions which dealt inter alia with the question of ecology and uh, environment was the Brandt Commission, which had a distinguished Indian as one of its members. And who was that? Mr. L.K. Jha. So, one of the early international commissions. It means Brandt Commission was one of the earliest international commissions that examined the aspects of ecology and environment. The first Brandt report raised the question, are we to leave our successor a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes, and ailing environment? So we can say it had examined many other aspects also, and a famous Indian, L.K. Jha, was also a member of this commission. And this first, in its we can say first report, Brandt Commission asked a question that for our uh, future generation, are we going to leave a very hot planet? Scorched means very hot planet, a planet where deserts will increase. Impoverished means made poor. That means the landscapes, the greenery would be less, and ailing environment and an unhealthy environment. So, what we are doing? Are we going to leave a very hot planet for our future generation? A planet where deserts will increase, the greenery would be less, and there would be only an unhealthy environment. Up to here, we will do in the first part of this lesson. In the next part, we will continue with the next section of the chapter. Thank you. Have a good day.